All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
We're back. Double Coverage Podcast. I'm Mason. This is Alex.
yes, sir.
We're excited to be back. A lot of stuff has went down since we quit doing this back in, April, May?
Now I think the last episode was sometime in the summer, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it might have been.
So it probably was like June.
It's been a
maybe.
while. We got busy, so we ended up just not being able to do it. But, hey, here we are. But so first, we're going to just talk about the college football season. We're going to start with our teams. So Ohio State, obviously, taking those back-to-back losses in the Big Ten Championship and the Cotton Bowl, college football playoff semis, is rough. But some people would say the season was a failure, which I don't know if failure would be the word to use there. Maybe just, I don't know, just disappointment.
I would
Because
say disappointment. Yeah.
there's a lot of things that they did, though. I mean, they started. No, obviously, Texas wasn't the team we all thought they were going to be, but having to play the number one team in the nation week one and then beating them, huge start to the season. And then you beat your rival, you beat the team up north. I mean, they haven't done that since 2019 was the last time they beat them. They haven't done that in 6 years. So that's something you definitely strive for to beat. They made it to the Big Ten Championship. They went 12-0 during the regular season. They lost by 3 to a team that won a national championship in Indiana, which Indiana Hoosiers are winning a national championship in 2026.
No one expected
Holy
it, bro.
crap. Kurt Signetti might be already one of the greatest coaches ever.
Yeah, bro.
That is by far the greatest turnaround in sports history, in my opinion. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you went 12-0, made a Big Ten championship, got a first-round bye, all with a freshman at quarterback, the very young offense. You have 2 freshmen at running back, Isaiah West, Bo Jackson. You bring in Matt Patricia. He does amazing. Ohio State's defense loses a lot, but they also gain a lot to the transfer portal. So I'm very excited for what the future holds next year, and I think Julian Sainz is going to take that extra leap that he needs to next year. And obviously, bringing in Arthur Smith. Some people don't like it. Some people are okay with it. I get why people don't like it, just because he hasn't had much success in the NFL. But college is a whole different world than the NFL, play calling wise. So I guess we'll find out eventually. So now we're gonna let Alex take the floor on his Penn State Nittany Lions football season this year.
Listen, I mean, we all know that it wasn't what we expected. Obviously, last year ending the way it ended sucked. A lot of people had high hopes for this team. People thought Drew Aller maybe could redeem himself, but obviously nothing went as planned. Drew Aller got hurt. James Franklin got fired.
Blessing in disguise for some people.
For some people, blessing in disguise, and long term, this may be what's best for the Nittany Lions. But I mean, obviously, there's not much to say. Obviously, we're now rebuilding. Hopefully, next season is going to be better. Obviously, I forget what day this happened, but found out that Nick Singleton broke his ankle preparing for the Senior Bowl. So that sucks for his future and everything. So hopefully, that doesn't affect him too much, going to the next level, whatever.
And here's what's crazy about this Penn State season. They had to lead in overtime against Oregon in that whiteout game.
I know.
If Penn State wins that whiteout game, who knows what they do the rest of the season?
That's something that I've talked to some of my buddies about. It's like that game, a lot of people, and I believe that game is the turning point of our season. Like, if we do win that game, we're on the high horse. We're looking good. We go into the next 2 games after that, probably winning those next 2 games after just beating Oregon. You know what I mean? I mean, this team also almost beat Indiana. It was a 1-score game. You know what I mean? So,
and Indiana won on the greatest catch of the year.
Yeah, that catch was absolutely insane.
They held Mendoza in check all game until the
Yeah,
last drive.
exactly.
But, like, going back on the Penn State thing, it's one play away every big game there is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go just to the last year's Big Ten championship. They were down one possession with the ball to go and tie it. Drew Aller throws a pick. Now, there's going to be a common occurrence here, right? Now, in the semifinals last year in the Orange Bowl against Notre Dame, one game away from, not even one game, one play away from going to the national championship last year and facing Ohio State. You have the chance, you have the ball with a tie game late in the fourth quarter, and Drew Aller throws a boneheaded interception thrown at his feet. One play away from going to a national championship, potentially, depending on that drive the rest of the way. And then, I mean, even Ohio State in the regular season last year, like Penn State, like that Davison Igbinosun interception before halftime,
Oh yeah.
where he ripped it out of his hands. Not only that, first and goal from the 1 or 2 yard line, and you get turnover on downs. So they're there. Like, they are one play away every time. Now, obviously, I think this is Penn State's. Now, obviously, they went 7-6.
Yeah, just barely.
I think this was Penn State's most talented roster or whatever they've had in a long time.
probably
but
since the Saquon days, maybe. Yeah.
They let that Oregon game just completely destroy them. And when they went out to UCLA and they lost that week after, I think everybody in the country knew that their season was done.
Yeah.
And then they went on to lose 4 straight games.
Yeah, I mean, especially after, like you said, that UCLA loss like that. Like you put it perfectly. That everyone knew then, like, okay, there's a big problem with this season, and then obviously I think that's a big part of when people had conversations of Franklin and whether or not he's staying and whatever. And I mean, like, as a Penn State fan, you always want to root for your team, whatever. But like, Drew Aller was one of those players where year after year I was just like, you know what, maybe this year he's gonna be different. Like, he's got a lot to prove. And it just never really got to that point where I felt like he proved. Like, I'll be completely honest, whether or not he goes to NFL or not, I don't think he is an NFL caliber quarterback. Like, there's just nothing about him that wows me. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not great with his feet. He's not great at reading plays, obviously, with his history of throwing really bad interceptions in much-needed moments. So I don't think there's anything special about him. If he does go to the NFL, I don't see him being anything. Now, would I love for him to prove me wrong? Yes. But I don't see that happening.
See, now, I always said that I don't know why, but I kind of disagree. Like, I believe that, like, Drew Aller will be a better NFL quarterback than what he was a college quarterback, because I think that his scheme of play fits more in an offensive scheme in the NFL rather than like a college where everything's just, in college, it's just run and gun, throw deep balls. He didn't have the weapons to do that in Penn State. Now,
our receiving core was pretty.
Now, the receiving core was a lot better this year, bringing in Kyron Hudson. They had Trevor Pena. And they had Luke Reynolds running, the tight end.
Yeah.
Sorry. But he didn't have the weapons in college like he might potentially have in the NFL, considering that now he's not going to be a top pick and go to the Titans, Saints, all them. He'll get drafted by a team probably, that has more weapons than what they do. So I believe that Drew Aller would fit the NFL scheme more than college, but some may disagree, some may not. Obviously, now when scouts do look, they are going to look at how he plays in those big moments. And, I mean, he's really shown that he can't. He's thrown picks, but I guess time will tell.
Yeah,
we'll see what Drew
sure.
Aller's made of. I'm sure the Browns scouts have looked at those interceptions and have gone, yeah, it's the guy we want. So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, they got Shador, so who else could they want?
Not only do they got Shador Sanders, they got a Pro Bowl Shador Sanders.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, But I mean, that's really the recap of our teams. Now, the recap of college football. I think this might have been one of the greatest football seasons ever. The consistent, like high stake matchups we had every week were just unbelievable. So like week 1, obviously Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Miami, which who would have ever thought that a week 1 game would have completely set the outcome of a college football playoff bid? I would have never in my life thought that, but it
is crazy.
did.
I didn't even think about that. That is crazy to think about. Yeah.
But I mean, so going to that, I agree with the committee. I think you have to respect the head-to-head matchup. You have to, or else why play the games?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the team that you did put in the playoffs played in the national championship. So you did something right. Mm-hmm. Now all these people are saying Notre Dame. Who's to know that? Guess we'll never know, right? So, I mean,
yeah, obviously Notre Dame fans are going to argue that if they were in the playoffs, they would have made the championship or whatever. Blah blah blah. I mean, it is. I don't think the committee has done things differently really ever with how they pick. You know, like obviously the matchups are important and everything, but again, I also agree that. You know, I didn't think it was crazy. Like, some people thought it was the worst decision ever to not put Notre Dame in the playoffs. I really didn't think it was that crazy based on matchups and, you know, conferences, whatever. Like, it's just not.
Now, I think one of the main arguments would have been, like, maybe Notre Dame deserved the spot over 9-3 Bama, which, I mean, you can make an argument for that, but I see what the committee was trying to do. Like they weren't trying to punish a team for losing its conference championship. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I mean, a team on the brink of making the playoffs or not, they're playing in the conference championship, and they lose. It's hard to pull a team out for losing a conference championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but now since Notre Dame got their what they wanted after complaining all off season, well not all off season, but the entire playoffs. Opting out of a bowl game. Now, if Notre Dame is ranked in the top 12, they get an automatic bid, which I think is just absurd because then you're just handing playoff bids to teams. Notre Dame's going to be in the top 12 every single year because they are not in a conference, which means their schedule is terrible every single year. They'll play 1 or 2 games. I know they play Miami next year, but I think that's the only game they play. So they're going to be there, whether they deserve a spot in the playoffs or not. Doesn't matter because they're automatically in if they're top 12. So I don't really know how I feel about that. I personally don't like it, but I guess that's just where we are in college football now. So
that's what it is, bro.
Yeah,
I think they're being babies about it, but like you said, if they want to be treated like like these other teams, then join a conference. Like be a legit, prove yourself. You know what I mean? Like they're just like you said, they're being handed a spot. Like I feel like they need to prove themselves like every other team does.
And then talking about the playoffs a little bit, since the season was unbelievable, one of a kind. The playoffs was even better. Obviously, despite having Oregon and JMU, which I mean JMU did. I mean they put up 30, but now was Oregon. You know, their starters weren't playing the entire game. Were they playing prevent the entire game? Maybe, but 500 yards of offense is impressive against any team.
Yeah.
So you got to give JMU credit where it's due. Ole Miss, I love Ole Miss's story. I wish they would have made it to the national championship. Head coach leaves. Not many people thought that was going to give them a boost of, you know, like we can do this. A lot of people thought they were just going to kind of hit the drain after that, but that gave them a little bit of a, you know, like what am I looking for? Like willingness, maybe.
Like a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously Carson Beck leaving Georgia, going to Miami. We won't get into why he did that, but yeah, here we are. But it was just a great playoffs, and then obviously the greatest turnaround in sports history in Indiana won the national championship. Couldn't be more deserving for a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Like Indiana has statistically been the worst college football team of all time. They have over 1,000 losses, but it's just great to see a team like that represent the Big Ten. You know,
And obviously, I feel like their quarterback Fernando, he's one of those people you just like can't like you can't not like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
he's just such a positive guy.
Yep.
He's always thanking everyone and appreciating others, and he's so humble, and
yes.
he just it's one of those people you're happy for them, like they deserve it. He had a heck of a year, so obviously that just football wise deserved it, but as a person I don't think anyone else deserved the Heisman. I think he deserved that. He deserved to win the national championship, and I'm excited to see what he does in the NFL
Two-star
now.
out of high school too,
Mm-hmm.
which takes us into the transfer portal. I mean, it's crucial now. Like if you don't hit the transfer portal, like look at Clemson. Dabo Swinney prides on not hitting the transfer portal like other teams do, and look where they are now, playing Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl. So, but you
I
have
feel like that was a random stray.
you have to be able to execute in the transfer portal. Indiana, their team might be even better next year. Now, obviously, it's going to be hard to replace Mendoza, Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper, but I think Charlie Becker's coming back, which is huge for them. Charlie Becker is the young sung hero of that offense. If you need a first down, you're throwing the ball to Charlie Becker. 50-50 ball. Charlie Becker's going up and getting it. But, I mean, I think Indiana's going to be even better next year.
I don't think that's crazy to say.
No.
No.
They have brought in so much through the transfer portal this year.
We could see back-to-back.
We could see back-to-back, which would be good for the Big Ten. Obviously, I want my Buckeyes to win it, but no, they brought in a decent. They lost a lot. They lost Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter, which are huge assets to the wide receiver room. They both went to Notre Dame. I mean, they still got Bo Jackson. They were freshman running backs. They brought in a couple offensive line transfers. They brought in a decent bit of defensive line transfers. 2 guys from Bama. They brought in a linebacker from Wisconsin, safety from Florida State, safety from Duke, cornerback from Alabama. So they're hitting the transfer portal good. I like the moves they're making. They're making the moves which fits the team's needs, which I like, rather than just bringing in like last year they had 5 quarterbacks on the roster. Like, what are you going to do with 5 quarterbacks? You know what I mean? So I like the moves they're making. Obviously, Penn State's making a lot of transfer. I mean, the Penn State Cyclones, my goodness.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you said
I think,
that.
what was it, 26 transfers from Iowa State?
Yeah, it was something like that, yeah.
That's nuts. That's unreal.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean, James Franklin
He's
brought over a bunch of Penn State commits, so it's just like that's just how it happens.
I'm telling you, I think James Franklin's going to win an ACC championship within the next 3 years, 3 years.
Dude, maybe, but that dude's never gonna make it to the.
He might.
He's never making it to the top of the top, bro.
And
if he does,
just think, he was one like quarterback away last year, like one. You know what I mean? Like, he was one play away last year from going to the national. Now, do I think anybody in the nation was going to beat that Ohio State team last year?
No, obviously you're not going to think that, no.
Because that Ohio State, that run they made in the playoffs last year was one of a kind.
Yeah, insane.
That was one of the greatest runs ever, but obviously, I guess we'll never know. But and the quarterback they brought in, Rocco Beck, I mean, the dude threw 16 touchdowns with 9 interceptions last year. So, like, who's to say this is going to be any good, you know?
You never know.
And Ohio State's running back, James Peoples, also transferred to Penn State, which he's going to be a good asset to Penn State for sure. And then Penn State might get, I think he's the top recruit in the nation next year, and Cayman Spell, the running back out of Pittsburgh.
Maybe. Hopefully he stays, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. But, I mean, this was a crazy college football season, and it is going to be a long wait until next year, but I am excited. And Ohio State's schedule next year is brutal, so...
I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be a down year for you guys.
Penn State.
I've been saying this.
An Ohio State down year is not winning a national championship. That's where it's different.
What about this year? First round loss in the playoffs?
I mean,
is that a down year to you? I think. Listen,
It's a disappointment.
I think Ohio State's losing
Wait,
2 games at least next year.
Ohio State had every chance to win a national championship this year. I mean, they had Indiana on the brinks. They had a pick six away.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That Miami defensive line just absolutely handled business against Ohio State's offensive line. Like Ohio State's offensive line had no shot against that defensive line. Might be one of the best defensive lines I've ever seen before. Ruben Bain, top 3 pick. You got Messidor. He's going to be a first-round pick. It's nuts. Like, who's blocking them? So, I mean, that's really all I have for the college football season next year. This year. We'll get into, like, predicting schedules and that later, like, closer to the football season. They are released, though, but Penn State has a...
We got a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah. Easy is an understatement. But that's pretty much all we got for college football. So now we're just going to stay in football. We're going to transition to the NFL. I'm going to reflect on my Browns real quick.
Not much. This should be pretty quick. Just say we'll get them next year, and then I'll start talking
they got the
about
number 6 pick in the draft. Hoping they take Carnell Tate. They got 2 first-round draft picks this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping they take Carnell Tate or a lineman. I mean, Carnell Tate or offensive lineman. But reflecting on the season this year, I mean, the problem, I wouldn't say the main problem, but one of the main problems is gone now. Kevin Stefanski. If you would see, like, his, like, report card kind of, like, at the end of the year with, like the locker room presence or, like, the kind of, like, team management, they weren't the very best scores from the team.
Well,
His offensive scheme was not, it just doesn't fit Shador. It didn't fit Dylan Gabriel. It doesn't fit anybody. I mean, the Browns, week 1, 17-16 loss against the Bengals. Obviously, they missed a field goal at the end of the game to win the game. Not necessarily win the game, but to take the lead late in the 4th. And then it just snowballed.
Myles Garrett, though.
Hey.
Myles Garrett, though.
That Myles Garrett is the best defensive player I've ever seen in my life.
He definitely is up there. He is definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely is top.
If you're a Steeler fan and you want to come in here and debate Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt someday, I'm down.
Listen, I'm all for him. I love T.J. Watt, and I have family members that are Steelers fans, but I am on the Myles Garrett train. I do think Myles Garrett is a better pass rusher.
But, I mean, there's not really much to reflect on the Browns season other than Myles Garrett. No, that's not true, I will say. This is one of the best rookie draft classes the Browns have had in franchise history, with Mason Graham, who has been an absolute stud in the inside, in the interior defensive line, Carson Schwarzenegger, who's going to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Quinshawn Judkins, who was one of the best rookie running backs in the league this year before he got hurt, Dylan Sampson, which he's a solid 1-2 punch with Judkins. He's all right. I like Dylan Sampson. I forget. Oh my gosh. Obviously
Shador.
Pro Bowler, you know. Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. Questionable for sure. Might be one of the worst quarterbacks to ever put on a Browns jersey.
Should have taken Shador first.
But how could I forget Harold Fannin Jr.? This guy is going to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL in the next couple of years. I love Harold Fannin Jr.
How many couple years, though?
I mean, I'd say 2.
Oh, that's a bold take.
No, it's if you watch, now not many of you do, but if you watch Harold Fannin Jr. week in and week out, obviously you got to be a Browns fan or someone playing the Browns. Harold Fannin Jr. is a dog. Mm-hmm. He is going to be that guy. He already is for the Browns offense. Like, he's the go-to guy on the Browns offense right now, which I love because he's very good. But I think Harold Fannin Jr. is going to be that guy in the next 1 to 2 years, maybe.
All right, bro. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And now for like the So that's me reflecting on the Browns season. Now, on to the real disappointments of the NFL year in and year out. Take it away, Dallas Cowboys guy.
All right, guys, listen. So here's the thing.
It's not our year.
No, here's the thing. I don't care what anyone says, we were one average, talented defense away from being a great team. We had arguably the best offense in the league. We had the best, in my opinion, the best receiving core in the league. We had Jake Ferguson.
I would agree with the
We
receiving
had
core.
CeeDee Lamb, and we had George Pickens. If CeeDee Lamb, I will say, when CeeDee Lamb got hurt, George Pickens skyrocketed in performance. He did great for us. CeeDee Lamb came back. They shared snaps, whatever. But like working together, I think we have two of the top 6 receivers in the league.
Yeah, I would say for sure.
But like overall receiving core, I think we have the best receiving core. Dak Prescott continues to be amazing. I love Dak Prescott. I've always loved Dak Prescott. I don't understand the Dak Prescott hate. Such a great guy, great quarterback. Again, our defense is the story of the season. If our defense was not the worst defense in the league, which statistically I think they were.
It is so crazy how similar the Browns and Cowboys are.
Except reversed.
Completely reversed.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, we talked during the season, if the Browns had the Cowboys offense and the Cowboys had the Browns defense, the Browns and Cowboys would be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so realistically, for how the season went, there's not much to say other than our defense sold us. Our offense obviously put up crazy numbers, crazy stats.
The guy who impressed me the most this year, I did not think he was going to have a year like this, was Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams came in. A lot of people were questioning, our run game's probably not going to be that good. He outperformed all the standards, all the people thought he was going to be a mediocre running back. I thought he did great. Obviously, you do too.
I thought Javonte Williams was a very key role.
Yeah, he did. He did exactly what we needed him to.
That's why when you have a running back like that, that is why these wide receivers put up numbers like they do.
Exactly.
They open up the pass. They open up the pass playbook. They open up everything. And if you know me, if you know me, you know that I have said that if George Pickens had a good quarterback, he would be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL.
Look what happened.
And here we are. And now, since he's going to go to Buffalo and play with Josh Allen next year.
No. This guy, no.
It's going to happen. Just imagine George Pickens in Buffalo with Josh Allen. Oh, my goodness.
Listen, Jerry will re-sign George Pickens.
Really, though?
He'd be crazy not to.
Would he be? Was he crazy to trade away his franchise defensive end and Micah Parsons?
Anyway, he was crazy to do that. In some ways, I will say Quinnen Williams did great for us. I really like Kenny Clark did good for us. I know they're not Micah Parsons, but we still got good defensive linemen. Our problem on defense is our secondary. Our secondary is horrible. We have no good corners. We have no good safeties. Our linebackers are.
Hey, Trayvon Diggs had that one really good year where he had 7 pick sixes.
Bro, I don't.
Wait, was that him?
No.
Wait, no, that was
Deron Bland.
Deron Bland.
Yeah, that was Deron Bland.
Yeah, sorry about that. Trayvon Diggs was good for a little bit.
It was, but no. Listen, I think we just need to get a better secondary, and like I said, we don't need a crazy defense. We don't need a top 10 defense. We need a top 20 defense, and I think if we would have had a top 20 defense this season, we go to the playoffs. We win our division. I'm not saying we go to the Super Bowl, but at least we'd make it to the playoffs and at least have a chance at the Super Bowl. Because this offense was historically great. This offense I love. I hope we keep all the key players. I don't know what next season's going to look like depending on how the draft is.
What pick did they have? Did they have first round pick this year? Or did they? No, I think they do. Right?
No, we had
Do
a
they?
first round pick.
I forgot. They
I
gave
forget
away a
what
bag
pick.
of chips for George Pickens, but
Yeah, we did get we snubbed the Steelers for George Pickens. But
and, dude, even with the Steelers, bro, like I have all of my friends are Steeler fans. If Pittsburgh, like, I don't even. If Pittsburgh would have kept George Pickens, and like, if Pittsburgh's defense played how they have played since I was alive, they would have had at least 12 wins this year.
if they kept George Pickens, you're saying?
If they kept George Pickens and their defense played half as good as what they did, like even at the end of the year this year, like their defense really picked it up at the end of the year this year.
Yeah.
But if they would have started the season like Pittsburgh's defense have played their entire franchise, they would have had 12 wins this year at least.
Well, now here's the question: if George Pickens would have stayed with the Steelers, would they have gotten DK still? Do you think?
No, well, yeah, because they traded for DK while Pickens was still on the team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about
because
that.
I thought that would have been one of the crazy. That would have been nuts. DK.
That would have been nuts.
Especially with the veteran quarterback in Rodgers, which a lot of people slander Rodgers. I think he played pretty well this year, considering
His age.
not even his age, but just who he had to throw to.
Yeah, because especially when DK got hurt.
Because Metcalf wasn't. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't very reliable.
Well, and that's the thing. If Pickens would have been there, then you know what I mean. Then because like I guarantee you, most defenses are like, yeah, we mainly have to watch out for DK. So if defenses are planning for DK, it's just like how the Cowboys were. Defenses can't just worry about George Pickens, and they can't just worry about CeeDee Lamb, and even like Jake Ferguson. You can't not worry about him because at one point, like I think for half the season, he was the number one tight end in the league.
Yeah.
So it's like we had three between our tight end, our two main receivers. You just couldn't be like, all right, yeah, we'll just run man. Like no, we're winning that if you run man. So. Yeah, the Steelers could have had a great deal with Pickens and another thing that I don't think Steelers fans talk about enough, but I think Darnell Washington, with his size and everything, I feel like he could be used more and utilized better. But
I also think that Pat Freiermuth should be used a lot more than what he was this year.
I think the whole tight end room should be used more.
I think a lot of Steelers fans would agree with or confused on why Pat Freiermuth was like hardly used this year. Like they would use. I mean, don't get me wrong, Darnell Washington's good, but like Pat Freiermuth is more of a tight end than Darnell Washington is. Pat Freiermuth can go down the field. He can make a catch. He can make people miss.
Darnell's literally built.
Darnell Washington, he's your guy where if you need like 5 yards, you're gonna get him the ball, and he's just gonna run people over and get you your 5 yards. He's not a down the field threat like Pat Freiermuth is. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they didn't have much this year. Rodgers didn't have much to work with at all.
Yeah.
Besides, their wide receiver, too, was really Kenneth Gainwell, who's a running back, which was probably the best free agent pickup this year. Kenneth Gainwell did crazy things for Pittsburgh this year. I do really like Kenneth Gainwell, but he did very well this year. But, yeah, I mean, if Pittsburgh's defense played how Pittsburgh's defense usually plays every other year, this team would have won 12, 13 games.
Yeah.
So
I don't know though with Mike Tomlin as a coach. I know he's gone now, but Mike Tomlin is the king of mediocrity. So.
Well, I mean, they would have won 12 to 13 games, but that's not saying what they would have done as soon as they got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, now that's just our team. The whole NFL season this year was kind of nuts. I was not expecting the Broncos to be the 1 seed going into the playoffs.
Or the Patriots.
But, or the Patriots. Dude, NFL fans just are hating life. This Patriots team, they're starting. They have another dynasty going right now.
Listen,
and it sucks because that team is so spoiled. They have 3 years of being bad, maybe a few more, and then here we are right back in the Super Bowl. Year 1 of the rebuild, and we're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, here's
Drake May.
Drake May. Having a crazy season. I for a while and still kind of feel like this. The Patriots, during the playoffs, first of all, their season was statistically one of the easiest schedules.
Yes. They definitely had one of the
they had
schedules in the NFL.
such an easy schedule.
Yes.
Now, that's not me hating on what they were able to do, because winning games is winning games.
Going 14-3 in the NFL, regardless of who you're playing, is impressive.
Yeah.
Because NFL, anything can happen. It's not like college football, you know what I mean? Where, like, I don't know, say, like Penn State, their schedule's terrible. Like, going 12-0 is much more easier than going 14-3 in the NFL.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
no
Because
matter
the skill
what,
difference. Yeah.
Now, granted, their schedule was easier than what most teams were, but it is so impressive for what they have. A second-year quarterback, their rookie running back that took over the running back room, besides Ramondre Stevenson, which came back from his injury. Stephon Diggs, a 31-year-old dude who tore his ACL last year.
That story's crazy.
Their wide receiver, too, I think it's Booty, right? Keyshawn Booty.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Hunter Henry. Like, they don't have much. Like, if you give Drake May a star wide receiver one, he is going to absolutely thrive, even more than what he is right now. He's MVP runner-up, in my opinion. I think you have to give it to Stafford just because of I think he leads in everything.
Yeah, Stafford is, in my opinion, though.
But, like, you put Drake May on that team with Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. Oh, my gosh.
And the defense,
and
too.
the Patriots defense. But obviously, here's where, like, this easier schedule thing kind of, like, just out the window, is that the Patriots beat the number... Who did they play in the first round? Oh, the Chargers. The Chargers have the number 5 defense in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And then they beat the Texans. The Texans have the number 2, I believe. Number 1 or 2. And then the Broncos, top 3 defense in the NFL. So, and then if they beat the Seahawks, obviously.
But here's where the beating the Seahawks part, I don't think that's going to happen. I really... Listen, I do love Drake May and the Patriots and what they're doing, but I also really like Sam Darnold. I think the Seahawks have a great team. JSN,
yes,
amazing
best wide
season.
receiver in the NFL.
Amazing season. I said this, but I don't think Mason agrees with me. I think the Seahawks win this game by like at least 2 touchdowns. I genuinely would not be surprised if the Seahawks win by 20 points. That may be me, but I listen, mark my word, if the Seahawks win by 20 points, I'm thinking like
20.
Bro, like last Super Bowl? Remember how last Super Bowl went? I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoreline like that.
Like, Eagles Chiefs.
Eagles Chiefs. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think there's no way.
Dude,
I mean, the Patriots
people did not think that Super Bowl last year was going to go how it went. And I know the Chiefs may have like sold and they may have choked, whatever.
Pats fans, he's nuts.
Bro, I'm telling you, this Seahawks team, whenever the playoffs are about to start, I said the Seahawks are going the whole way and they're winning. And I'm sticking to my word, and I think the Seahawks have the best team in the NFL by, okay, I won't say by a lot, but definitely, without a doubt, the best team.
Here's the thing. I agree that I think the Seahawks are going to win. But I think it's going to come down to the last few minutes in the quarter.
That would be more enjoyable to watch.
You know? Because here was my funny prediction. I told him this morning. I said, it's obviously I have the Seahawks winning, so my prediction doesn't even matter. I said my prediction was the Seahawks are going to have the ball on the 1-yard line with a minute left, down like 3 points. And I said that they are going to run the ball with Kenneth Walker on the 1-yard line, and he is going to fumble.
We should have passed it.
Should have passed it. So, obviously, I think the Seahawks are going to win. But I would love to see Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Kenneth Walker. I would love to see them get a Super Bowl. Now, obviously, I'd love to see Drake May get a Super Bowl Christian Gonzalez, Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson, who just won a national championship. How spoiled do you have to be to win a national championship and then the following year win a Super Bowl?
Yeah,
it's nuts. But I think the Seahawks will win. I just think they have more. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong. The teams the Patriots have beat during the playoffs have been defensively good, we'll say.
Well, that's another thing. Defensively, yes, these teams are pretty solid.
We haven't really seen the Patriots. I mean, they played the Chargers. Chargers' offense hasn't been great.
Well, the Chargers' offensive line was missing four linemen?
Now here's the thing. Now we can't just sleep. We're just sleeping on the Patriots' defense. You know, Patriots' defense is legit.
It
but
is.
C.J. Stroud.
I don't think they've been tested that much in the playoffs.
C.J. Stroud, that might have been the worst playoff performance I have ever seen before.
Bad. That was so bad.
And then they played Jarrett Stidham in the snow. So I mean,
and it was a close game.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to see Hawks in this game, but I can see it going whatever way. So, I mean, that's pretty much what we got for the football aspect of things. Now, it's time. It's time. I'm going to let him take the floor for this. You know, he's a Bucks fan, guys. What are your thoughts on the breaking news about Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Listen, guys. I started watching the NBA because of this man. Because let me take a step back. Like I said, I started watching the NBA because of this guy, and obviously then that naturally made me want to become a Bucks fan. But realistically, I'm a Giannis fan, right? Ever since 2019, I was a Giannis fan, and still am to this day. I still think that if he was healthy and played and had a decent team, he would be in the MVP race right now. But obviously, with everything going on, he's not.
Isn't he? Him and Bobby Portis are the only players left from that championship team, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Damn.
So the Bucks organization realistically failed right after we won that chip, because we slowly started to lose everyone from that team.
Drew Holiday.
We lost Drew Holiday, which
piece.
As soon as that happened, downhill. We lost him. Brook Lopez is gone. Obviously, he's not the same player, but we still lost him. We lost Pat Connaughton was a pretty good role player for us. Another thing that people forget, we had Dante DiVincenzo, which at the time did great for us. Great minutes, great performances from him, especially in the playoffs.
Now, when you guys brought in Kyle Kuzma, I thought you guys were going to be back.
So this guy, yeah, we lost Chris Middleton. Again, I know Chris Middleton isn't the player that he once was, but if we keep that team for another year, could we go back to back? Could we at least make an appearance again that next year?
Mickey Mouse Championship, that was. So
this dude's trying to rage bait. That's the problem. Now, listen, I think Giannis does need out, and I've seen a bunch of teams are trying to.
He deserves it.
To make different. The one thing I saw is the Warriors are trying to make.
I just seen a clip of Neon. I don't know if you guys know who Neon is. He's a streamer, and he was live streaming with Dylan Brooks. Did you see this or no?
I saw he was live streaming. I don't think I saw.
So he went on stream with Dylan Brooks, and he did like a day with Dylan Brooks. And Neon asked Dylan Brooks the question of like about Giannis and where he thinks he's gonna go, and Dylan Brooks said, "I've seen a lot of talk about Golden State. Giannis and Steph Curry, dude.
Guys, the league would be cooked. The league, like we thought Kobe and Shaq were unstoppable. We got the best shooter of all time.
Arguably, the best
power forward of all time.
I personally have Steph Curry in my top 6 all time, top 5 all time.
I don't. Some people think that he's top 3, and I honestly, genuinely, at this point, I don't think it's crazy to say that Steph Curry. I think people need to have serious talks of Steph Curry being a top 3 player.
He is a unanimous MVP in today's game. Do you know how difficult that would have to be a unanimous MVP in today's day and age?
With how much skill there is?
Where there's probably 10 players throughout the league averaging 30 plus, and Steph Curry was a unanimous MVP.
Yeah, so like we said, if Giannis and Steph Curry match up, regardless of who else is on the team, league might be cooked, guys. I know Jimmy Butler got hurt. I do think though that if the Warriors do trade for Giannis, I think we could see like a Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and like some picks for Giannis. I think that would be a reasonable trade. But I don't know. I mean, I saw the Warriors. I saw something about the Heat, which I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like that as much.
Hey, he's always welcome in Cleveland.
He's not going to Cleveland.
I see the thing. It's if you give the Bucks, so if you give them Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and a few picks,
that Cavs team would be kind of crazy.
You see, dude, that gets me going on the Cavs though. Like this season is such a roller coaster.
Up and down.
It is such a roller coaster. Like they have probably played 5 games with the starting 5. Everybody is hurt. Somebody is hurt every other night.
Yep.
Like Darius Garland, he came back after missing the first how many games, got hurt again. He's out. Evan Mobley seems like he's hurt every other 3 games. Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell has been the two
more consistent.
Yeah, more. Yeah. I think Donovan he's only missed a couple games, but I don't think they were due to injury. But I mean, and then you got Jalen Tyson. Jalen Tyson is he's gonna be a dude. He just made the Rising Stars All-Star game. He's gonna be good because his brother Jordan Tyson, who's going to be a top 10 draft pick, who might be drafted by the Browns this year at number 6, varying on whether Cornell Tate is taken or not. But I mean, the Cavs have been playing well recently. They are now, I think they're 5 in the East, which they were like brinking the play-in earlier this year. Yeah. Now, obviously, there's still a lot of ball left. A lot can happen, but I personally think the Cavs are going to succeed more in the second half of the season. But Donovan Mitchell's going to have to play very good basketball. Obviously, I think they're going to make the playoffs. If they make the play-in, I think they'll make the playoffs. But
I think you guys will make it. You just need to. You obviously got to hope for injuries or not.
Got to get healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's been such a roller coaster of a season right now, and I don't know. I mean, they just traded DeAndre Hunter for Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis, so I don't know how to feel about that. Now, obviously, DeAndre Hunter. There's been news that DeAndre Hunter wanted out of Cleveland, but I mean, everyone knows how the media is nowadays. Who knows? He could have said something and they could have just completely twisted his words, but I mean, here we are. So did he? Maybe. Clearly, they didn't value that trade too much, considering they just took role players for him. But I don't know. I guess time will tell, But hey, Cleveland's always open to trade for Giannis.
Nah, I mean, listen, if Giannis doesn't get traded, they're wasting the last end part of his prime. I still feel like Giannis is still one of the top 3 players in the league. I still think Giannis can easily take a team to the championship. I just think he needs a team.
I think they'll do right by him. I think they'll end up trading him. I don't think they'll end up trading him by the trade deadline. I think they're going to wait till the offseason, but who knows? It could be like a Luka thing,
I don't know. I don't know what's going to... I think Bucks fans know that Giannis is getting traded, and most people accept it, but I mean, regardless of where he goes, I'm happy he's getting out. Obviously, I hope he goes to a more stable and skilled team.
Give him a shot to win.
Yeah, Giannis, he's one of those players he deserves. He's too valuable to not give him a team to take.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm the Warriors, right? Your problem is you don't have a big man. You don't have a consistently good big man. You have arguably not arguably, I think the best point guard of all time, the best shooter of all
I
time.
agree, yeah, for sure.
You have, actually, it doesn't even matter that they have Draymond Green, bro. I don't like I hate Draymond Green, but the fact that you have Steph Curry still, and I know he's getting older, but
He's still
Steph Curry is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Like he's still gonna make crazy shots.
Yep.
He's still gonna, and also like I don't know if you see clips. He literally is getting assaulted on the court every game, and the refs just don't do anything about it. But I think the pick and roll options with Steph Curry and Giannis, you either double team Curry on the shot, and give Giannis a barreling down the paint, or you stay on Giannis and then Curry gets out the screen pot like that, bro. That would feed families.
Giannis is just gonna. It's just gonna be like 2K. Giannis is just gonna rim run the entire time.
But you know what, guys? He's gonna average 33, 12, and 7, and have one of the most efficient games in the NBA because that's just what he does, and probably go get a chip. If he goes to the Warriors this year, I'm telling you right now, the Warriors are winning in the next 3 years.
I don't know.
Mark my word. Mark my word.
No.
It's happening. It's happening.
You think?
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet, bro. I'd be willing to bet. I'm telling you.
I don't know. Well, is that all you got about the Giannis thing? I don't really got much about that.
Yeah. That's all I
But
got,
who
bro.
would we be to make a podcast and not talk about LeBron? We have to talk a little bit about LeBron, right?
Always about LeBron,
So,
bro.
This dude, I don't know if you watched the Lakers-Knicks game, what this dude just did. He went up for an oop, right? Did you see the oop I'm talking about when Reggie Miller went crazy? His head was above the rim.
Oh, I did see
He's
that.
41 years old.
I saw a video from the sideline of him doing that.
He's 41 and he's almost hitting his head off the rim. Now, here's why I want to talk about LeBron. I want him to do a farewell tour with Cleveland so bad next year. It's just
keep dreaming, bro. Keep dreaming, bro.
Listen, I want it so bad, but I don't know. He's definitely if this isn't his last year, next year is for sure, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But how just perfect would it be for him to go out a Cleveland Cavalier, win a championship his last year?
Bro, I mean that would be awesome, but like I said, keep dreaming because that's not happening.
I don't know, dude.
Not happening. I don't listen. That would be cool, and that would be like the script writers would be cooking if that happened. But listen, I think Giannis. I'm not Giannis. I'm sorry. Jeez, LeBron. LeBron is obviously Father Time. Like he said, Father Time's trying to get him, and right now he's in a battle with Father Time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still LeBron James. You know what I mean? So I think realistically, if LeBron wanted to, he probably could play 3 more seasons. If he really put his mind to it and really wanted to, he could. Now, will he win with the Lakers? I mean, he has Luka and AR-15. But I don't know. The Lakers, with those two and LeBron, it's just not. They're not clicking. Their defense is really mid. Like,
yeah, well,
I just don't listen. I don't see LeBron winning again unless if he does go to Cleveland, I'll probably give Mason like $50 because that would be. I'll give you $50.
Damn, bro, you hear that? Listen, it's Luka's team now in LA. They're building around Luka, and you can tell. It's LeBron. Honestly, it sucks, but when Austin Reeves is healthy, LeBron's the third option. Luka, Austin Reeves has been absolutely balling when he's been playing, and then LeBron. But it's clear they're trying to build around Luka, which I understand. You don't want to build around a 41-year-old who's going to retire within the next year or two. You build around Luka. You build around your franchise guy and Luka. Austin Reeves, great start. Obviously, they have DeAndre. They have. I feel like they have a long way to go in the rebuilding around Luka. But I mean, Luka just took the Dallas Mavericks to the championship last year's NBA Finals. Not last year. The year before.
Yeah.
Year before. But anything's possible with Luka, but I also agree with them building around Luka, which is why I think LeBron should do a farewell tour with Cleveland.
That would be cool,
it
but
makes
like
sense.
it's just not gonna happen.
He's like we say, he's the GOAT. So the GOAT does what he wants. You know,
And that's probably gonna be retiring soon.
as a Cleveland Cavalier, even if he doesn't, I just want him to retire a Cavalier. Whether it's like
One day.
signing something and then retiring with them. I just hope it's something. But that kind of wraps up everything we had to say today.
Yep.
Obviously, went from recapping college football season, recapping NFL, talking about Super Bowl a little bit, and then the big news in Giannis. It's pretty much all we have today. So, if you're every Tuesday, 9 a.m., these will be posted on YouTube and Spotify. So make sure you're tuning in and watching every week. And peace.
We'll see you guys later.